Hi guys, I'm Clara, I'm a student from Denmark, and today we are going to talk about something very special, outdoor learning. It's a key part of how do we learn here in Denmark, and I will explain all the steps and what it makes it so special. Later today, I'm going to interview one of our teachers to explain how does he incorporate outdoor learning in his classes. Do you know that actually Denmark is the second country in Europe to adopt outdoor learning and make it a vital part of its classes? It's not only about sitting in the classroom, it's also about interacting and being part of the nature and connecting with it. Here I have the proof for all the statistics, so to put that into perspective, here in Denmark, more than 50% of the schools adopt outdoor learning. First in line is Norway with more than 80%. Next one is Scotland that has around 40 to 45%. Followed by Sweden with 20 to 25%. Clearly, outdoor learning is growing across Europe, and Denmark is one of the leaders. Now, I'm going to introduce you to one teacher that is going to explain to you more about outdoor learning and how to implement it in your classes.
My name is Nikolai. I'm a teacher here at Absalon University. I teach in pedagogical and educational psychology and special pedagogy.
How do you include outdoor or nature-based activities in your teaching?
In some different kinds of ways. Sometimes it's just brain breaks, going outside, running a bit, whatever. It can be a walk and talk to get some fresh air. It can be group work outside.
What benefits have you noticed in students?
They're able to concentrate a lot more because they get fresh air. And secondly, I think being outside enables some new social dynamics to happen. So it's not just sitting by your tables in the same spots as every day, but there is a fluidity in the social interactions that happen. So some people who may not speak that much, they tend to speak a lot more outside.
Don't you face challenges when you're trying to teach outdoors?
There's reluctance at first by some students because then you have to put on your clothes and you have to go outside, and also the Danish weather. It can be hard to plan a lesson in advance if you're unsure about the weather.
And have you ever thought how can you overcome such situations?
One of the ways that I take into account the Danish weather, for example, is by having a plan A and a plan B. So plan A where we can be outside and plan B where we can't, where we maybe postpone it to next week.
Can you share an example of a lesson you taught using nature?
One of the best lessons I think I've ever had was outside in nature, and it was a mindfulness lesson where we met at a lake in Roskilde, and then we walked around the whole lake, and then we had some stops, and at each stop there was a different kind of mindfulness exercise where we tried to experience the world with different senses. So some of them were sound-based or touch or sights, and it was really cool.
And how did your students respond to this? Did they seem engaged? Did they like it?
They were very engaged, yeah, as if we were all just human beings suddenly and not just students.
Did your teachers use nature-based learning when you were a student?
I don't think my teachers used nature-based learning that much when I was a student myself, but I remember one time where it was during late summer and it was temperature, and then we walked outside without jackets to feel the temperature and try to guess it. And I remember the dew on the grass. I still remember to this day, so I guess there was some bodily learning in that experience.
How long ago was this happening?
It's around 15 years ago.
Thank you so much, Nikolai. That was really insightful. But now let's hear students' point of view.
Tomáš, I'm from the Czech Republic, and I'm studying here on Absalon to become an international teacher.
When was the last time you experienced nature-based learning in your studies?
At the start of this semester, it was part of my physical education program, and we went down to a beautiful place to do a shelter trip. So we spent overnight, and while being in nature, we were learning about outdoors teaching. So it's pretty cool.
What impact did that class have on you? Did you find it useful?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of outdoor teaching and outdoor learning, and I want to use it in my own education. It was super beneficial because I spent time outdoors with my classmates, and it firsthand showed the benefits of being outside, of being out in the nature while learning or while teaching. So that was really nice.
Thank you so much, Tomáš.